they start asking. They're like, hey, where's your head at? Where's your mental capacity? Where do you see your aptitude in the next 4 years? And of course, it was Donald Trump's turn to go first. And he comes out the gate swimming. He's like, look, I took 2 Buzzfeed aptitude tests. I went to BuzzFeed.com. They're the best at the tests. They're the best at the quizzes. They can get the results you need. I took 2 of them and I aced them. And you know what the people at BuzzFeed said? They said, BuzzFeed, we've never seen anyone ace these tests before until Donald Trump took them. And Biden, he refuses. He hasn't even taken 1 test. He won't even take 1 aptitude test. And when it comes to my strength and my physical abilities, I'm on the golf course every day. I'm on the golf course every single day. And that's where we're at.
Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. Oh. He took none. I'd like to see him take 1, just 1, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it.
A real easy one.
But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way.
Now, does it count if he won those 2 club championships at Mar-a-Lago, aka like the golf course that he lives on / theoretically I'm pretty sure owns? So it's like by default, Donald Trump only has to do like 30% of the work and he automatically wins. Like if anyone else wins at Mar-a-Lago, it's an issue and you can never play there again. So of course, Donald Trump won the last 2 championships at his own golf course. It's this is where we need to go. This is where we need to be. And this is where we need to stay. I think this is the right move, I think.
And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in
a little bit lighter. I'm in as good a shape as I was 25 years ago, and I'm a little bit lighter. Dude, the Ozempic is working for Zaddy T. They didn't have Ozempic back in the 90s and the early 2000s. You had to do freaking Weight Watchers with Oprah. You had to count the points. The chicken breast was 0. You know what I mean? It was a whole thing. Now we're just putting the Ozempic in with any other drug he's got in his system, and we're just shoom. Of course we're lighter. But Biden, he's listening. He's listening. And look at his face. Look at Biden's face. He's like, hold up, homeboy. You're not lighter. Hey, look at Biden's face. You're not lighter. You're chubby. Oh, he gets him. Oh, he gets Biden. This is as nasty as you'll see. President Joe Biden. Ready?
Good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced him. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're...
The president of the United States just called Donald Trump fat. The president of the United States is fact-checking his opponent, Donald Trump, on national live television as the entire country watches. The entire country is praying that either one of these men shit their pants. And it is imperative that that happens for our democracy and our society to successfully move forward on the timeline that we have created. And so when that doesn't happen and we get zingers like this, and Joe Biden comes out the gate with his own fact check of the fact that Donald Trump is not only lying about how tall he is, but about how much he weighs and the fact that, it's like 5 or 10 pounds. I mean, he's a little bigger than he says. He's a little bigger. And it doesn't, the comeback. And then Trump is arguing, they're arguing about how much the man weighs. And it's just, Trump is like doubling up on his Ozempic right now.
Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own
Check
bag.
him.
Think you can do it?
Check him.
He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was at 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, how many?
So we have to address it. If you're going to bring up your physical appearance and your physical abilities to beat Joe Biden in a golf match, he has to hit you back. So we're going to lie about our handicap. He calls him out on that. And now we're talking about our golf swing at the first 2024 presidential election. Okay? End it right now. End the campaigns right now. Stop taking donations. The people of America are no longer voting in November. Shut it down. We're done. We're changing up the format. They did it to themselves. This is how it's going to go down. President Biden and Joe... fuck it. I'm getting too excited. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Not only is it going to be live on Netflix, it's going to be brought to you by Barstool Sports, and we're going to have fucking Dave Portnoy, Brianna Chicken Fry, fucking Big Cat, KFC, and maybe one other person. And they're going to vote, and they're going to commentate, and they're going to give us the play-by-play, and it's going to be the presidential election, 18 holes of golf. They're going to tee off, and whoever wins the 18 holes plus the unanimous vote from the judging panel from Barstool Sports will be the next president of the United States. Call Portnoy. Get him on the phone. I want 10%. We'll get the fucking draft. Hey, it's brought to you by DraftKings, baby. The American citizens aren't voting anymore. We're betting. Get $15. Get $500 towards your first presidential election bet. Who do you think's gonna win the golf match? Donald Trump or President Biden? Put your money in now and we'll match it at DraftKings.com/presidential candidates. Get it now. Barstool Sports will be there. Dave Portnoy's there. El Presidente is commentating and live interviewing on the golf course as they carry their own bags. The presidents of the United States. That's it. I'm not voting. You guys aren't voting either. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It doesn't mean anything. Let them decide on the golf course. They brought it upon themselves. They're bringing no handicaps. They start at 0 and it's done. And then we go from there. And then whoever wins and whoever the judges of Barstool decide who the next president of the United States is, I think it'll be a fair game. I think it'll be fair. And I think, will the president cheat? Will Biden try to outsmart his opponent? Will Trump inevitably win the game? Most likely. But, hey, at least we can say it was a sport. We'll get Netflix involved. We've now got DraftKings. Prime, I'm sure, will be the official drink. We have Portnoy, Barstool Sports. It'll be an American-based situation. We can get Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut there eating hot dogs. Let's make it an event instead of this whole having everyone go down to the church and stand in line and vote. And then you're just going to say they're fake anyways. And then the Electoral College is just going to make the inevitable decision that they're going to make anyways. And most of the states are going to already be decided on who they're voting for. And it doesn't actually matter. And we kind of already know who's going to be president anyways. So let's just skip all that bullshit that we all know is inevitably coming and throw them directly on the golf course and make Make America golf again. I think it's a great idea. I think someone needs to call Barstool and make it happen. You know what I mean? You can't be president of the United States and talk about your golf game unless it's in this exact format. You know what I mean? Like, the only way that you can properly bring up your golfing abilities as president of the United States, former or not, is this exactly right
Stop
here,
the
okay?
terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive. All right, you need another.
You can't, if you bring it, hey, what they did last night was pussy compared to this. If you're gonna bring up your golf game, you gotta back it up immediately. And so it's just, man, can you imagine if everyone, instead of voting, that America uses what dollars we have left to pay for bets on who we think is going to inevitably win the 2024 golf game election. You know what I mean?
It's in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
Biden gets so feisty. He gets so feisty. Whether it's the media, whether it's the people who are asking him the questions, whether it's Donald Trump, whenever you bring up the kids, Biden gets a little feisty. Whether it's Hunter, whether it is unfortunately the one that they lost, RIP, but he gets a little like, and if he gets wind of like someone saying like, Hunter, hey, Hunter just got, he's like guilty on a few different counts when it comes to the whole like laptop, Russia, hookers, cocaine, like President Biden's son, like that whole thing. Yeah, he's guilty. Biden gets real uptight. And doesn't like people talking about his family's business. But when it comes to Trump, he loves bringing up Trump's business too. But it's one thing if he catches wind and he thinks in this moment that at one point in time, Donald Trump called his son a loser. We're going all the way back to 8th grade. Biden thinks that Trump referred to his son as a sucker and a loser and says this to Donald.
Heroes that died. I went to the World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines. He made that up. He put it in commercials. We've notified him. We had 19 people that said I didn't say it. And think of this. Who would say I'm at a cemetery or I'm talking about our veterans? Because nobody's taken better care. I'm so glad this came up and he brought it up. There's nobody that's taken better care of our soldiers than I have. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up, just like the 51 intelligence agents are made up, just like the new thing with the 16 economists are talking. It's the same thing. 51 intelligence agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't. That came from his son, Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
There it is. He should apologize to me right now. You're a sucker, dude. It's like if we're not getting the president of the United States calling someone a sucker or a loser, it's like you have to decide whether or not you like listening to Kamala Harris or Joe Biden talk more. There's nothing we needed more in last night's debate than to like cut over to like maybe a vice presidential question. Like, let's ask the vice presidents of these two men, which I don't think we know who Donald Trump is going to be yet, do we? I don't know. Okay. And so it would have been fantastic if A, we knew that, and B, we could cut to them and we got something from Kamala, like, you know, kind of like this.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
That's right. And so if that's the kind of energy, it's what we need. It's what we needed last night. But unfortunately, she wasn't there. She was busy doing other things.